Mondays here in the fall on Statesman.com means it's time to look back at the high school weekend that was. Week 4 just passed. A lot of good performances around the area, guys. Rick, we'll start with you. What did you learn from this weekend in the high school football world?
Well, I learned that Jeff Abels has guts. They were up, 5 with a minute and a half to go, and they're at their own 28-yard line, and he decides to go for it on a 4th and 1. If they don't make that and Westlake gets it and goes back and wins, he's going to look like a complete idiot. Instead, they get the first down, they run out the clock, he looks like a genius.
So he had a lot of confidence in his defense in case they didn't make it, but still giving the ball to Westlake with 28 on your own 28-yard line with a minute and a half to go, up 5 seemed like that was a real risky move, but it paid off.
Risky move, but
looks like a genius.
Eschenberg is a great quarterback as far as getting that extra yard, and he made the play.
What you got, Danny?
I think if you looked at the newspaper on Saturday morning, one score jumped out at you. It was Connolly's 91-15 win over Cedar Creek. And I think when you see a score that big, people automatically start thinking about Refugio and what they've been doing, running up the scores intentionally on opponents over the last couple of years. But this is one of those cases, I think, where the box score doesn't tell it all.
Right.
Talked to some coaches, re-listened to the broadcast of the game, and this is one of the things Connolly tried to do everything they could. They only got less than 600 yards of offense. So when you have 91 points, that means they're getting in pretty good field position every time. Their running back that scored 6 touchdowns was their 3rd string running back. The second half, they ran 14 plays, all of them run plays. They still scored 4 times. So this is just one of those ugly situations. Cedar Creek just is not a good 4A team right now, and Connolly it was a perfect storm for them. And maybe we need to start talking about a mercy rule.
Yeah, I heard a lot of whispers on Friday night when those scores were coming in about that 91, but man, it really got out of hand. In terms of individual performances, though, Danny, who do you like for the weekend? Who gets your game ball this week?
I'm going to talk about a kicker. This might be one of the first kickers we've talked about, but Jordan Johnson, he's a kicker over
people too.
Yeah, he's a kicker over at Lockhart. Hit a 30-yard field goal to beat Seguin, 24-21, no time left. Gave Lockhart a win in their district opener. This is actually his 2nd game-winning kick this year. A couple weeks ago against Crockett, a 17-16 win. He hit a 37-yard field goal with 10 seconds left. So he must have ice in his veins. And if we know a couple teams and colleges that could probably use a good kicker, so maybe they should go down to Lockhart, recruit him, get some barbecue, and have a good time.
Just if not for the kicker, for the barbecue, for sure. Rick?
Well, I'm going to go with Lane Waller, a surprise, a defensive player from Cedar Park. He plays cornerback. All he did was had 5 tackles. He blocked a field goal, and he returned an interception for a touchdown in the overtime period. Cedar Park beats Leander 30-17 in overtime, and he was Mr. Clutch that night.
More great performances around the Central Texas area. We'll be back again later this week to preview Week 5 of the high school football season. We'll see you.